everybody, and welcome back to Hillside Forge. It's my pleasure to have you in the shop today. Today we are working on finishing our knife. This is actually going to be a 2-day project because of having to let epoxy dry and shape the handle. The wind is blowing really bad right now, so I don't know if you can hear me. I hope you can. If not, this is the side effect of working in a pop-up tarp shop. Eventually I'd like to upgrade, but that's not going to be today. So I'm going to shoot this video a little differently because essentially all today is a lot of grinding. I'm going to do some close-up shots and show you some of the rough idea of what I'm starting with, but instead of making you guys just watch 5 minutes of me just speed grinding this thing over and over again, we'll get some nice interactive shots, but still give you the understanding of what I'm doing. To start off, just so you have a basic understanding in your mind, we are going to take a 120 grit belt. I know it's really high to start with, but since we already got this blade down to almost its final dimensions before heat treatment, I'm going to start with a higher belt. That way I have less of a work-through process. I don't have to go with a 36 to an 80 to a 120. I'm just going to start with the 120, clean up the pre-existing grinding marks from the 36 grit, and we're going to have a nice finished knife. After I do the 120, I'm going to take it over to the Scotch-Brite and clean it up a little bit more. We're going to test etch it and see how the etch looks with the 120. If it doesn't come out as clean as I'd like, I'm going to have to hand sand the whole thing, which honestly I don't want to do. However, for the sake of the client and the quality of work, if it's what we have to do, it's what we have to do. So right now we're going to go over to the grinder and get this thing going. So let's get to work. I don't know why I always make that part so awkward. Anyway, let's go. Ta-da! Okay, so again, we're going to start with 120, work our edges, get that down to the nice final profile shape we want, and then over to the Scotch-Brite. I have a new Scotch-Brite belt for this that we're going to put on right over yonder. If you want to do a finer looking knife with a lot less work, Scotch-Brite belts are amazing for a really nice clean finish. I highly recommend Scotch-Brite belts. I got mine off Combat Abrasives. Usually I use Red Label abrasives. They're kind of my preferred pick. Every now and then, like this pack, this is a cheap Amazon pack because I go through 120 belts so quick. They're $20 for a 6-pack on Amazon. These Scotch-Brite belts are $25 for one. This one, it's beat up. No, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's beat up. But I have run this Scotch-Brite belt for over a year, and it still has pretty good quality. I know somebody else is gonna be like, "Oh, you should get rid of it after 5 knives." That's great if you're making a lot of money off this, and I'm not. I have a very rural clientele, so my prices are lower. Therefore, what I can afford to bring into my shop is, budget friendly. So everything I'm doing here is relatively affordable, or I have had to save up to procure. Even my grinder itself, I built. I used a plan by Hickory Forge, Old Hickory Forge. I kind of modified it, and I'd like to build another one because even this isn't perfect to what I need, but it's a 2x72 grinder that really helps remove material. So for finishing, Scotch-Brite belts are great. The red is the 120 similar finish, and they go all the way up to I think 300 or 400, which is still pretty good. So I don't know why I'm still talking. I should be working right now. Yeah. Well, anyway, good talk. Glad we had it. Gotta go.
Here I'm just using Windex to clean the blade and get all the oil off so we have the cleanest possible etch. And then I'm going to let it soak in the ferric chloride for about 5 to 10 minutes and see what our etch is looking like, and then do a repeat cycle and then let it sit for probably about a half an hour.
That's a lot of
Here I use an X-Acto knife to score the inside of the knife handle, that way there's more for the epoxy to bite to, and then I also take and do a very shallow line of drill holes for more area for the epoxy to bite to in the handle, and then with the pins I round off both sides just so it's easier to slide through the handle material when I'm doing the glue up process.
Okay, so after all that, we have finally finished our Japanese style inspired chef knife. I absolutely love this knife. I love the build. I love how it came out. I love the lines. I love how the handle turned out. This has been a super fun build. Now, it doesn't have its final edge on it yet. I'm going to take a series of hand stones and do that up in my house. I usually use about a 20-degree angle when I'm doing that. Some culinary professionals prefer a 16-degree edge. It's a very fine edge. There's nothing wrong with that. But since this guy wants this knife as a all-arounder, he wants to, process produce and some proteins, I'm going to do a 20-degree edge. That gives it just a little bit more strength. Not that a 16 degree is wrong, it's just 20 is what I'm really comfortable with, and I feel like I get a really clean edge doing a 20-degree bevel. But I am so happy with this build, and I am so glad that you guys joined me on this process. I hope it inspires you to make a kitchen knife of your own, and if you do, feel free to message me on Instagram. Send me a picture of what you did. I love feedback like that, and I love the comments you guys leave, and I love when you guys share and subscribe to this stuff, because it means so much to me that you guys care. I love doing this for you. I like getting in my shop and making things, but I like bringing you guys with me for the journey. And there's plenty of other Smiths out there, like Fader Knives and Lynn Ray Knives, Will Stelter, Alex Steele. There's big names and small names, and one of the things I love about the knife making community is the fact that we are not out here to beat the guy next to us. We are in here to better ourselves. Every knife I make, I feel like each knife is better than the last one I made, because I'm continually learning and perfecting my craft. And that's the whole point of doing this, is just to enjoy what you're doing. It's not about making a knife that's, a master level or a journeyman level. knife. It's about you learning and taking a craft that was almost forgotten and bringing it back to life, expressing yourself through metal, which is a pretty hardcore thing. It sounds cool, but I hope that what I do inspires you guys, because your guys' watching and feedback inspires me to keep going. So it's a little bit of a give and take here. But we have an awesome knife making community that if I don't have the answer, I will do my best to get you the answer. Thank you for joining me on this, and I look forward to next time. There's a possibility, the next thing we make might be a sword, which doesn't have a client yet. So after we make it, it probably will be up for sale. So I don't know, if you're looking for something for Christmas, ideas. All right, guys, until next time, have a great night, and thank you for joining me.